This video is sponsored by Skillshare. More on that at the end. In this video, I'm going to talk about what hoo-gah means to us, why we made some changes in our living room, and what the 4 changes were that we made. Welcome to the channel. My name is Erica Lucas. I am a minimalist, and I have been applying elements of hoo-gah into our living room. I'm going to take you on a tour. HYGGE, hoo-gah, HYGGE. A lot of different ways that I tried saying it before I feel like I pronounced it correctly as hoo-gah. It's a Danish word. The author of the little book of hoo-gah states that it doesn't matter how you say it or how you spell it. What matters is the feeling that it gives you. Hoo-gah is a feeling of coziness with people you love. And we've been spending a lot more time in this living room, so I added a little bit of light and texture and wood after reading the little book of hoo-gah. Ultimately, hoo-gah is a sense of comfort, well-being, and togetherness. I wanted our living room to feel less stark. There was nothing on the walls. We only had 2 blankets, and things ebbed and flowed out of this room like desks and toys. The concept of hoo-gah is not new. It's new to our family this year, specifically this winter. I think of it as an extension of our slow living because we wanted to make an exchange of our time in this room. The TV is still in here, but we are way more intentional about its usage now. Every night we used to put on what we call bedtime show, which are just calm 30 or 60-minute TV shows that we would all sit here on the couch and watch, but my husband and I would be on our phones. We wouldn't be interacting with each other. The kids wouldn't be asking questions, and we certainly weren't doing what we do now. Which is sit here and read a book aloud each night as the kids color or play Legos or do Play-Doh. Andy and I read.
Plucked by her foot and flung to the ground. She crawled into the weeds as the others scrambled up and over the trees. A quick scan by the robots revealed that Roz was gone.
We were just sitting here mindlessly, our phones in our hands, competing for attention with our children and competing with the noise of the television. It was too much noise, too much digital competition, and it wasn't what Andy and I were saying we wanted for our family. And so we made a choice to not turn on the television again after 5 p.m. It's very limited during the day that they get it. It's usually for an educational show, or if I have to get a shower or edit a video, or do something where I need them sitting on the couch and being quiet. I'm not saying no TV. That's not a realistic approach for us, but we are more intentional when we turn it on. And that's just been a choice we made this winter. It's an extension of slow living for us. It's an exchange of time. That's how I think about slow living. It's an exchange for something else. We are spending our time one way and we want to do something different. So we exchange it for something else, and we exchange it for something slower living. And for us, that's reading a book aloud to the kids for 30 minutes or an hour before bed. We made 3 types of changes with hoo-gah in mind in our living room. Light, textiles, and wood. These were not deliberate design choices before I read the book and before I decided it needed to be a part of our living room. Let's talk about light first. I took apart a 2-tier Christmas tray that we have. I took the top tier tray off to act as a container of sorts for some flameless candles that we have. And it sits here with our lamp and a stack of books on top of our games cabinet. My husband hung up a series of white frames, and I think it really kind of like completes that space. So the light is just a flameless, soft, warm glow. I went with flameless candles instead of real candles because I would often forget to blow out real candles. I just know myself. It's just a safety hazard for me that I wouldn't remember to do that. Plus the flameless candles, the kids can turn on and off, and they enjoy that part of setting up for reading every night. They come in here and they light the candles, and there's enough candles that everybody gets one candle. And then the lamp has a bulb that's a warm light bulb. And then I have a matching lamp on the other side of the room that also has a warm light bulb. We have an overhead light, but we don't use it. We've never really used it the whole time we've been here. You know it's a harsh light. You can feel that it's a harsh light, and it's not. Overhead lighting is really not part of that hoo-gah feeling that I'm trying to inspire. During the day, we have light from this window that comes in from the back of the house. In this room is also a fireplace. I have not had it inspected for safety. It's a gas fireplace. I'm having someone come to do that for us and to make sure that it's safe to use. It would be really just the finishing touch in this room. So I'm hoping we'll be able to use that. I also added in these branch lights in a basket that are a real soft light. The kids also enjoy the responsibility of turning them on and off for story time. The second element that I considered from hoo-gah was wood. I pushed the couch forward and closer to the space, but that it simultaneously opened up a space behind the couch, which I put our rocking chair that my mother used to rock us in. I put a small kids rocking chair that was my mother-in-law's, and then I added in this table that is from my grandmother and this vintage kids play high chair that was my aunt's. And so there are 4 pieces in here that tell a maternal history in my family that I created into this little nook. And we keep our books here, and I added a rug, and the kids curl up here. So textiles, in here I had 2 blankets. They were the same size, just different colors. We've had them for a while. They're soft, they've been washed a lot, and they fit me and they fit the kids. They're a little small for Andy, but they're just a regular throw blanket. Then I added in a favorite blanket that I have, a second sort of bigger blanket that would be good for Andy, and then a blanket I made for Andy 11 years ago, the first time he was deployed. Now there's so many blankets. There's a blanket in here for each person, but there's a lot of choices. When you come in here to snuggle up and get cozy together, there's a lot of choices for blankets, and that textile blanket of just throwing them across the couch or on the rocker and in this basket, it creates an invitation to snuggle with a nice warm blanket, which is great because we play outside every day. The kids are outside right now. And when they come in, they snuggle under a blanket together, they read a book, I might put on a show. So it's all about creating that invitation to be together. We also didn't have curtains on this window until now. We've lived here since July. And so what is that, 7 months, 8 months? We didn't have curtains up yet. So we finally hung some curtains, and then I put the tie backs in place with a removable 3M hook. And I can adjust their insulated curtains so that when they're closed, they keep the room a little warmer, and when they're open, they let the light in. Surfaces for beverages was a bit of a challenge with the layout of this couch. The end table that I moved over here in this nook area was here, and so I moved a little stool that we have here that flips and acts as a tabletop on this side. And then on that side, my husband said he needed something for his coffee in the morning if he's sitting here, or for his beverage in the evening, his adult beverage in the evening, if we're sitting here reading to the kids. And so we moved our nightstands that were up in our bedroom, we've repurposed them down into this room, and they fit great behind this couch because you can't really see them unless you're over there, and they can hold books and drinks. And my husband wanted new nightstands for our bedroom that were wider and longer anyway to come out from the wall a bit. Worked out fine. So now we're shopping for some nightstands that are a better fit for our bedroom. Bringing nature indoors is also part of hoo-gah. And these plants were gifted to me from a friend. They're just pothos. I mean, they're very hard to kill. And that's the kind of plant life I like right now in my house. I have a terrible thumb. It's not green. And so I have been working hard at taking care of these little pothos. She also gifted me a Meyer lemon tree, a baby one. It's in our window. I'm really hoping I don't kill it when I move it outside this spring, because it would be amazing to have a lemon tree. We started planting our spring garden Last year I had an accessible backyard that I was allowed to dig in because we owned the property. This summer I don't have that. Spring and summer I don't have that. So we're going to do container gardening on our deck, and I'm going to attempt to grow a salsa garden. All the vegetables for a salsa garden. We'll have our lemon tree out there. So we shall see how that works out. But fortunately, my friend here in Annapolis that gifted me these plants has a very green thumb and is going to guide me along the way. When I accept a sponsorship, I am asking for your time for 30 to 60 seconds, and I'm getting paid for your time. And I've felt off kilter about that for a little while on my channel, and what I've started doing is giving forward every time I accept a sponsorship. So I asked my youngest son, Jackson, he's 4, to choose a state from our state puzzle that we have. I poured all the pieces into a bowl and I asked him to choose a state for us, and he chose New Mexico. Thank you. New Mexico. So I'm going to find a women's shelter in New Mexico to donate money towards, and I'm going to do that at the end of this video. Let's talk about the sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, develop any existing interests you might have, and get a little lost in your own creativity. Skillshare has classes on illustration, photography, painting, even minimalism. I follow Erin Boyle, and she has a class on minimalism. It's called Find Calm and Creativity in Living Simply. So Erin's an author, a photographer, a mom, a writer on her blog. She is also a teacher on Skillshare. And what I liked about her class was that she addressed spaces, living spaces, in what to keep and what to let in. Those were her words. What do you let in? And she talked about solutions and strategies for deciding what to let in. So for her, she uses what she calls gatekeeper as sustainability. She wants something sustainable when she lets it in her home. She wants it to be a sustainable choice. Skillshare offers creative challenges and productivity classes as a way for you to connect with the support of fellow creatives. And you can enter this community on Skillshare and get encouragement, communication, inspiration. So whether you're looking to fend off some boredom this year, if you are looking to improve on a skill you already have or get a new skill, check out the creative community that Skillshare has online with thousands of classes. The first 1,000 people to use the link from my description box are going to get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it's just around $10 a month. I chose the Barrett Foundation in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They are an organization since 1985 that has been helping women and children who are homeless and don't have other choices. And I donated $50 in your name, my YouTube viewers. Thank you so much for watching sponsored content and continuing to support me on this channel. Thanks for watching this video. We'd love for you to subscribe to our family here on YouTube.